Hi there, this is Ben Hewlett. This is a recording, the audio recording of a recent Q&A that I did with a bunch of students. Hope you enjoy it, see what you can learn, pick out the gold dust. There's some nuggets in there. And if you feel you'd like to join these students live, then you can. You can just get in touch with me and ask to come to one of the Q&A sessions. Okay, thanks a lot. Right, good evening, folks. Today is Friday the 15th of August 2025, and you're very welcome to this question and answer session. So we're going to have harmonica Qs and harmonica As, hopefully. Otherwise it's going to be just a lot of silence, which should be fine. Nice to see the Beatles there. I think they all played harmonica, actually, I believe. Okay, so questions. Well, it's been a very enjoyable evening, a little shorter than I expected, but nonetheless, very marvellous. If nobody needs any help, that means everything's going perfect. Or perfect.
Ben, I have two questions.
Oh, good. Well, let's start with one of them, and then you can keep the other one up your sleeve.
Okay, so
While we
I'm on
wait
the
for
one.
other people.
Okay, I'm on the one month taster program. So
Yes.
maybe there are things which you cover in other programs in a different order. But there are two questions I have. The first question is concerning when you say you can play this on one note or two notes or three notes. Since last week we were discussing the fact that we don't kiss the harmonica, we actually bite it. So it's in your mouth. How can one distinguish? How can one know that you're blowing into one hole or two or three? But maybe if this is an issue that comes up later in the taster program, you can skip it.
It's good. No, it's good. I wouldn't say we bite the harmonica. I mean, you can
No.
do. You can do. There's an album by Toots Thielemans called Man Bites Harmonica. I think you remember. You can bite it, but opening the teeth and putting it in, the further you put it in, the better, the warmer the sound is, generally speaking. So that's why when you get onto tongue blocking, it tends to sound warmer and nicer and more interesting because the harmonica's lodged deeper into your mouth. So you want to really get involved with it. Don't just have it perched on the edge of the lips. So shove it in is the open wide and shove it in where possible. So your question is really, how do you know what you're actually doing? How do you know if you're playing one hole or two hole or three holes? Well, let's ask the panel and see if anybody has got any bright ideas as to how you would. What's the feedback mechanism with a musical instrument?
Listening to it. You hear it.
Yeah, definitely. I think your ears should tell you. So let's just test that out right now. So hold up a certain number of fingers as to how many notes you think I'm playing when I do this. Everybody says one note. Olga's going to come in a second. Thank you, Ian. So that's three there. And this is two. Three. 4, 5. So it's got to be your ears. There's no other way of knowing. It's got to be your ears that tell you. Is it? Or is it? Or is it? Yes, Paul.
Yep. So yeah, so identifying that it's one, two, or three notes is one thing,
Hmm.
but how did you playing the harmonica produce on just one or two or three notes? We saw you using your fingers there, but obviously you don't use, that's not the way you do it normally. So my problem has been that when the harmonica is so deep into the mouth,
Yeah.
how do you make sure that you are blowing into only one or two or three holes? Recognizing it by sound comes afterwards once you've, but how do you get to produce that sound in the first place?
So it's the aperture, isn't it? It's the aperture. How wide is the aperture? If the aperture is very wide, you're going to cover lots of holes. If the aperture is very narrow, you're going to cover one hole or half a hole. This we do go into later in the program. When you get into milestone 2, which is the follow-on from the taster program, is basically milestone 1. So when you get into the next stage, milestone 2, you'll find at that point we're wanting to know about single notes. But the purpose of milestone 2 is to master playing single notes. That's its purpose. Whereas the purpose of milestone 1 is to master breathing and rhythm and chords and chugging and getting in the groove. So the two distinct things. Later when you're playing, of course, it's all muddled up. But we're trying to break learning harmonica down into 5 sections, 5 specific sections. So the first section or milestone is chords, rhythm, breathing, chugging, train sounds, getting in the groove. Milestone 2 is single notes and then bending notes, draw bending. Milestone 3 is a deep dive into the roots and blues of the harmonica, so the roots of what was the early stuff, the old time stuff, the folk stuff, where did it all start? Go back to the 1800s, let's have a look at all that stuff and see what we can learn from it, up to the modern day, what you might call roots music, blues, folk, that kind of thing. And then milestone 4 is advanced techniques like tongue blocking, improvising, learning to play in 12 keys on one harmonica. And then milestone 5 is building your repertoire to as many different types of genres of music that we can think of from as many different countries we can think of. So that's the general thrust of it. All of this is encompassed with tunes and exercises, scales, and all that kind of thing. So when we get into wanting to play single notes, then I've done a series of photographs and videos to show you exactly the embouchure. So I'll maybe get Rosaline to spotlight my mugshot now, and I'll just show you again. I'll just use a C harmonica. So if I want to play a single note, then with the puckering style, not tongue blocking, the puckering style, it has to be something like that, a circular hole in the lips. Now you can practice in front of a mirror. They might think you've gone bonkers. You can practice in front of a mirror the size of this aperture here. And learn the control, making it large and small, learning the control just by looking in the mirror and just learning it. So that would give you the definition between a single note, and you can measure it. It's 3 millimeters or something like that, or half an inch or whatever it is. Quite a lot bigger. So it doesn't have to be just covering the interior of the holes, the black bits if you're watching video. It can also cover the gap, the block between the holes. So you can almost double the size. It doesn't have to be really minute. And even when you're playing a single note, it doesn't have to be 2 millimeters. It can be 3 or 4. It just has to not go into the next hole. So playing 2 holes can be quite wide. What is that? That's like half an inch or something. So it doesn't have to be that narrow. and then going into 3, that's a pretty big distance. It's getting on for an inch. It's not. This is not a small. It's not a delicate procedure. It's quite a big mouthful. Now then you get on to the different embouchures. The tongue blocking embouchure. For playing tongue blocking covers probably 10 different techniques, and I've got photographs of all of this, which you'll come across later when you need them. So an embouchure where the tongue is on the left and it leaves the aperture on the right, somewhat circular. So I've got 2/3 of my mouth, the whole mouth is open, I've got 2/3 of my mouth covered with the tongue, covered by the tongue, and 1/3 of it is the more or less circular aperture that gets the single note. The tongue can be right or left. Does that make sense, Paul? And then the other things with tongue blocking, you could have, we call a split 4, where your mouth is covering 4 holes and your tongue blocks out the 2 central ones. So now the embouchure is trying to allow holes 1 and 4 to play and 2 and 3 to not play. And this takes a bit of jiggling around to try and do tongue gymnastics to try and make this happen. But your ears are the only things that tell you if it's working. If you can hear an octave, if you hear this, that's a split 5. So I'm now covering 5 holes. So the tongue has to be the tongue has to be exactly the same size, but the mouth has to be a tiny bit wider. This is quite, I was going to say dexterous, but that is finger related, isn't it? And then if you want to play a split 3, that's 3 holes covered in your mouth and the central one blocked out with your tongue, which is, I find, the most difficult. So I'm playing holes 1 and 3 and 2 is blocked. So that, for me, that's the most difficult of the tongue blocking embouchures. But it's really beautiful in certain types of music, like, folk music, in certain positions, like first position. It's really going to be nice, really, really nice. If you're playing O Susanna. And then the split 4 is octaves. So if you want that octave feel, split 4. I think that's probably enough depth on that subject. There's more to it, but does that give you a bit of an idea, Paul?
Thank you, Ben. Yeah, it really has. Because for me, the problem was it seemed to be an inherent contradiction between having it so deep in the mouth and at the same time being able to control in which holes you were blowing. But I can see now,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
When you start, I mean, if you're tongue blocking, you have the harmonica a long way deep in your mouth still. It's designed for that. The deeper in the mouth, the better, because the tongue works better when it's deeper in the mouth. When you're puckering, you kind of feel you want to pull the harmonica out to try and get the single note targeted. And then you lose the tone quality. So that was 3 different levels of playing. So if you have it just perched on the lips, it kind of feels leaky. Just feels very beginnerish. It just feels like it's got a bad tone quality. So just be aware of that tone quality and still try, even you're puckering, still try to shove it in. I've got it going in so that my lips are almost getting on the edge of that, the back. So I think what I must be doing, I must have created a sort of a tunnel through the lip muscle. So the tunnel goes through the lip muscle and creates the small aperture which allows the air to go in only into one hole. So I must have built that tunnel inside the lips to allow the air to flow through like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you. That clarifies a lot for me. Thank you.
Great question. Very good question. Anybody else struggling with this aspect of playing? I should think most people will. When you transition on to playing single notes, this is your biggest problem. At that point, that's your biggest problem. And then very soon, that problem goes away because you can just do it. I think most people would end up, playing low accuracy, like 50% accurate. So that's no accuracy at all. I'm trying to play single notes and I can't. So I can't play a tune, there's nothing works. I can't play a scale because I don't know where I am. I'm hearing too many notes. So it started off well and then it fell apart. It started off a bit, half of it was good, then it fell apart. So this is just mileage. This is just mileage, using our ears to tell you, yeah, that's spot on. You play one note. Ask yourself, is that a single note? Is the next hole above it creeping in? In which case you pull this side in. Is that side open too far? So having the right shape, people talk about, one of the best description I heard from Richard Slay was, if you were to take a cup of coffee or tea or something, and you go to make the shape that you do when you drink, there's a perfect embouchure right there. Lower lip is a bit out. It's all very relaxed, but it's kind of protruding. Lower lip's out more than the higher lip. 8mm is the limit for moustaches, Jesse. Oh, you don't do millimeters, do you? Do you do millimeters? Or are you half? I don't know what that is in old money. Inches. I don't know. I think it's about a foot. I'm not sure. Steve will know. He's got 8mm of beard there.
Actually, about 1/4 inches.
Quarter. Is it a 1/4 of an inch? All right. Yeah, so that's a really good way to get a nice embouchure, is just to go for a cup of something. Then you kind of sit the harmonica in that hole. And it's very relaxed, it's very normal. And you just try and wiggle it and shove it in a bit further if you possibly can. Yeah.
I found when I was first trying to get single notes, it helped to angle the harmonica slightly in my mouth.
Yeah, which way?
like that.
Up or yeah. So you're pointing at the
So it
back of
goes
it,
further
pointing
in.
up. That
Yeah.
has a double benefit, Ian. I'm glad you pointed that out. Thank you, because that helps drainage as well.
Yeah.
When you first start, or when you start
Stops it
tumbling,
stops it filling up. Yeah.
it can fill up with spit a little bit, just a little bit. So just tilting it slightly is a good thing. If you do it too much, up or down, then you're squeezing the flow. So you end up with losing the sound quality. And you can induce a lip bend from that. Well, breathing in would work better on hole 4. But you can hear the sound quality goes, it dies off. It sounds just awful, doesn't it? Just sounds thin and horrible. And the tone quality for any instrument, the tone is the holy grail. We're looking for, you know, you listen to B.B. King and he plays one note and everybody goes, holy cow, just one note with his vibrato, right? And everybody else is going to go biddly, 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 and you go, it's up to you. He plays one note and everybody can't believe it. So that's tone. It's just, it affects people. Same with the harmonica. Yeah, I know it's nice to do lots of flashy thousands of notes per second. That's all good. Nothing wrong with that. But what you really want is aspects of your playing should just sound beautiful, or sound very rich, or sound very dirty, or whatever it is you're trying to achieve. Yeah, thanks, Ian. That's a really good call. So by all means, play around with the angle of the dangle of the harmonica and see what works best for you. Absolutely. Move it around. Push it in, pull it out, shift it this way, this way. There's people who play like that. Have you seen Rolly Platt playing? He plays the harmonica like that. And you can't, or is it like that? I think it's like that. You can't knock him. He's a stunning player. I had a teacher working for me once, and he used to teach. He used to play like that. And then I noticed after a while, all his students, the kids in school, 9 years old, they're playing a harmonica like this. He's got one finger up his nose. He's got this. It's crazy, but it worked. So if you're ever walking around in Down End in Bristol and you see some kid with a finger up his nose and he's playing a harmonica like that, that's because he was taught by little Stevie. But he may be a very good harmonica player by now. Who knows? Let's hope. We planted a lot of seeds back then. We introduced 10,000 children to music through the harmonica from the year 1996 up until lockdown, which was what, 2020? So during that period, we introduced about 10,000 children to music through the harmonica, primary school children. And probably a few thousand adults as well. Not so many. Cool. All right. That's an excellent question to get us started. Rosaline, yes.
And you once, in an open mic, I think it was, you played a whole tune with just one note.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do, yeah. It was, yeah, I wanted to see if I could just use hole 3 only on a blues piece. Yeah, I did it at the festival as well last year. I put some masking tape on it, and just the whole 3 blues it was called. It's a bit dull, but it does make you become very inventive. Yeah, absolutely. It's a great thing to try. Just put some masking tape on holes 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and stick a blues on in the key of whatever 2 draw is, 3 blow, same note, and have a go. Do it for an hour or so, see what you can come up with. Because you've got all sorts of rhythms you can hit. Yeah, it's a bit nerdy, isn't it? But have a go. Have a go. Hi, Tula's here as well. So that's something maybe, I think I'd maybe pick on Ian to have a go at that. Not right now. To have a go at that. Mask up, put a masking tape on holes 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can't cheat. And just play
It
a
still gives
blues.
me 5 notes to play with, isn't it?
And there's also an overblow.
I'll stick with 5, Ben.
You should even be able to push that overblow upwards if I change harmonicas. Yeah, so you could probably really push that if you wanted to. 5 notes, 6, maybe 7. And the quarter tones. Yeah. There you go. All right, good stuff.
I like a challenge. Thank you, Ben.
So we'll see how you get on. See how you get on with it. Good. So what's next on the agenda? So we catch up with anybody? Anybody want a quick catch up? Or anybody want to play anything and have me give you some instant feedback? By the way, I think, isn't there an open mic tomorrow? Do you think we could put the open mic link in the
Yes,
chat?
sure.
Rosaline?
Will do.
Try and come to the open mic. It's 5 p.m. UK time. Try and come to it. There's some fantastic players. There'll only be about 10, 15 people. Try and come. It's really good. If you play, you'll get feedback. And if you want to play anything right now, you can get feedback. Paul, yeah.
Sorry, Ben, I had another question. Is it okay now, or some later on?
Well, let's see. Let's see who else has got questions, or if there's anybody who needs to speak, because we sometimes get to the end and everybody starts asking questions right at the very end. So just hold it for a second, Paul. So the new kids on the block here, let's see if you've got any questions that you need answering urgently, or if you want to just tell us about, how you're getting on, or, where you're at, or anybody famous that you've played with, or, anything like that. Yeah, John, go for it. Just unmute for us, John, would you?
You can see the value of the bubbles straight away.
Bubble groups, yes.
The bubble groups, because at the bubble group, I was just playing a single note on the harmonica, but it was picked up that I was too much on the front of the harmonica, not
shoving it in,
not getting it into my mouth.
Yeah.
So that was good that was picked up straight away.
It's a tin sandwich. You've got to eat it. Yeah. So that's the benefit of the bubble groups. Go to the bubble groups.
Yeah. So that was good, because it kind of stopped me from going too far down that route before I had to kind of change where I placed it in my mouth.
Perfect.
So that was a good thing on Tuesday for me, because that I hadn't picked up on before, because I was getting beautifully single notes, but I was right on the front of it rather than mouth in it. So now I'm starting from scratch again.
Good man.
But but that's what I'm saying. The groups were great, because that was picked up quite quickly. I said no, It's a case of putting it in your mouth a bit further, similar to what the guy was saying earlier. But it's not shoving it too far back. It's putting your lips just over. I found for me it was just putting your lips over the bump of one of those type of harmonicas. You know, just a standard harmonica.
Everybody should experiment with that. Just try putting it in further every time. It'll sound better. It's one of the things. It's one of the things about tone. It'll sound better if you do that. So, absolutely, John, do it.
Will do.
Cool. Nice one. Are you all going to your bubble groups? Let me see some thumbs. Yes, no, yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Ian?
I've only just joined one this week, Ben, but I will be from.
See a floating hand.
I will be from tomorrow.
Oh, right. Jolly good. And play something at those groups. So there's 4 ways of getting feedback here on this program. One is now, today, anytime. Anytime you meet with me on these Monday, Friday sessions, just ask, can I play something? Can I get some feedback? And the whole group can give you feedback instantly. Then there's Facebook. If you find Facebook isn't working for you, I'm in and out of Facebook. They keep kicking me out and throwing me in. Today they've thrown me in again. There's no doubt as soon as I do anything, they'll throw me out again. I'm a bit sketchy on Facebook, so don't rely on me. But if you want to put your video on Facebook and then you need to ask people, please give me feedback, and then put it in the text as well. I need feedback. Much more likely to get a response if you're very, very clear about and what you want feedback on. You can't just say, tell me everything. You have to say, I need feedback on my pitch or on my, single notes. Is it working, or that kind of thing, all that kind of thing. So be specific about what feedback you want. Oh,
Here's your medicine.
Medicine's arrived. Guys, you can say hello to my mother here. Here she is. Here's Mother.
Hello.
Bring your medicine.
Oh,
Thank you.
wow.
Hello.
Hello. Lovely to see you all. By golly, what a lot of people. Lovely.
She's 94,
Oh, shut up. How you
He
doing?
doesn't look it.
Doesn't look it.
No.
Doesn't look a day over 93. But actually, you probably don't realise this, but Mum actually played harmonica before, didn't you?
I did.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you played?
Oh, Love Me Do.
Oh, right. Who did you play it with?
The Boys, the Beatles.
The Boys. What were they like?
Oh, they were. Look, that's like
You
somebody's.
can see them. Then
Yeah, I can see them there. Well, they weren't actually the Beatles, but they were nearly the Beatles.
Oh, right.
But it was fun. And they enjoyed it. Us old things. No, we weren't old.
They weren't old then, no. That's,
Young ones.
yeah. I'll tell them the story.
Yeah, all good fun.
Okay.
Enjoy your medicine.
Thank you.
Hope it's not too strong.
Thank you.
Have a lovely evening, you guys.
It's a 7:30 in the UK in this house anyway, is a gin and tonic time. Yesterday I was doing a session, and I think that it's supposed to be large tonic and small gin, isn't it? I think she got it the wrong way around yesterday. One gulp and it's like, oh, delicious. Thank you, Mother. I used to teach on cruise ships, right? And I went with Mum. I took different people on cruise ships. And on one occasion, there was a bootleg Beatles band as the cabaret artist for a week. And I was teaching them Love Me Do, the students, the passengers. We had about 30, maybe 40 passengers, all out of about 2,000, all learning Love Me Do, amongst other things, of course. And Mum said, why don't I go and ask the Beatles band if we can all jump up and play Love Me Do in the concert tonight? So she went and found them, and they said, yeah, what a great idea. So in the concert, they're saying, now we're going to do our very first ever hit. But unfortunately, we're missing just one key part of this song. We couldn't get a harmonica player. Does anybody know how to play the harmonica to Love Me Do? And 40 hands go up. And they said, oh, come on stage then. So 40 of them went on stage and they all played Love Me Do. It's hilarious. It's on video somewhere. I think it's on my YouTube channel. Harmonica Mastery is my YouTube channel. I think it might be on that somewhere. There's quite a lot of footage from when I was doing cruise ships, because we always had like the Black Prince Harmonica Orchestra. So at the end of the cruise, if it was 2 weeks or 14 days or something, we would always put on a show, and we'd have the Boudica. It was always Fred Olsen usually. So we would have the Boudica harmonica orchestra, and we'd play 3 or 4 numbers or something like that. So Mum did actually play with the Beatles. She's still got the harmonica here. So yes, true story. Paul, have you introduced yourself to these folks at all? Normally I get people to introduce themselves and just say who they are and where you're from. I think everybody's done that, but I'm not quite sure. I can't remember if we did that with you. Did we do that with you?
Do we want to bore people at this stage? No.
I think it would be a perfect opportunity just briefly to say who you are, where you're from, and why you're here, and what you're looking for, what you want to achieve.
Okay. Well, my name's Paul McGregor, born in Dublin, now living in Mexico. And why am I here? Because I just love the sound of the harmonica. I've mentioned to you, Ben, that I love the sound of Bob Dylan. And there's also I
didn't say a word, did I, when you said that?
You didn't, no.
Bob Dylan is a wonderful painter.
You kept a discreet silence on that. And then there's a YouTube program or channel that I used to watch called Survivor Man, and this is a Canadian guy, goes out into the wild, films himself, survives for about 10 days with nothing, and he always takes a harmonica with him. And so I thought, that's great. It's an instrument that you can have wherever you go, and it can be a resource for lifting your spirits or whatever in any circumstances. Yeah. So that guy also convinced me that playing the harmonica is a great thing to do.
Survivor Man.
Survivor Man. Yep.
I have to check that out. I think it seems familiar. Rosalind, don't we have another student who's in Mexico? You're probably next door neighbours, because only about 9 people live in Mexico.
Very small country.
That's Canada. In Canada, there's only about 9 people.
But he's back in England.
Is he? In England?
So. He's not in Mexico anymore.
Tom
Emerson, yeah.
The Reverend Tom. He's in England?
I don't know if he's in England, but he's definitely left Mexico.
Okay. Oh, well. Too late to be neighbours. Good. You're very welcome, Paul. We shall achieve great things.
Thank you. Gracias.
Sí. That covers my Spanish repertoire 100%. No, it doesn't. Claro. I can say claro. I got into all kinds of trouble in Spain with that. I would just say sí, claro to everything. It was very confusing in restaurants. Huge amounts of food arrived.
Ben, he's in North Carolina.
Oh, he's just down the road from Jess then. Jessie. Come on. Now, Jessie, do you like to be Jess or Jessie? Give us the honest answer. Tell us what to do.
Honestly, either one is fine.
You choose, please.
Either one is fine.
Come on, choose.
Some people do
Get
Jess
off the fence.
and some... Pardon?
Get off the fence. Tell us what to do.
Well, family and friends, usually it's Jess, and people who don't really know me, it's Jessie. And so you all are friends, so Jess is fine.
Jess. Okay, Jess. Damn it, Jess. Now we know.
In North Carolina, that's a big state. He could be really close or he could be really far. Depending on what part of the state he's in.
I know. I'm just taking the mickey because England is so small, so we all live very close to each other here. That's also not true. It's an enormous country, crammed full of people. I see green fields for hundreds of miles when I drive around, crammed full of people. Right, next. Thank you, Jess. Now we've got that sorted out. Where should we go now? Shall we catch up with Olga? You can do this in French if you want, or English. No, you're learning English, so you can do it in English. Why don't you... Or Finnish if you want. You can speak in Finnish if you wish to, or Estonian. Doesn't matter.
Oui.
Or Polish. Ed will come in if you're on speaking Polish.
Oui.
Let's go for English. Why not? Talk to me. Talk to me, Olga.
I
How are you
speak
doing?
French.
How are you
I
doing with your harmonica?
uh,
You want any
very
help?
well, very well.
Perfect. Would you like any help with anything?
I'm doing the single note now, and I try to control my breath.
Yes.
I feel better before exercises. Voilà. I feel well.
Good.
Oui,
Perfect.
oui.
Physiquement, Olga. Physiquement.
Non, mais c'est comme avec mon respiration, tout ça, c'est mieux.
Respiration,
Même
breathing.
si improvise quelque chose, à l'époque, j'avais très mal dans les espèces de dans les poitrines, j'avais très mal et en ce moment, non.
So she had a lot of problems of her chest. Now no more.
Ah,
The
the harmonica has
That
cured
really
you.
helps. Yeah.
Oui,
It's a miracle.
oui. Voilà.
Voila. The harmonica is a miracle worker. Has anybody
Oui,
else had
oui.
any? Has anybody else
C'est
had
vrai.
any miracles because of the harmonica? Has anybody had their lives changed by the harmonica? Rosaline, yes.
I used to get bronchitis all the time. I haven't really. Had a few coughs here and there, but nothing serious.
Has the harmonica changed your life, Rosaline?
Absolutely. Good heavens.
In what way?
All these beautiful people. I can talk to them. I don't know many people in England. So these are my friends, all of them. I love them.
Fantastic. Well, not all of them, obviously, but some.
Well, some of them are.
Look around.
No, there's nobody here that I do not like. They're all
I know, I'm joking.
Even you, Ben.
Has anybody else found the harmonica has made a difference to their lives? Maybe not a life-changing or a miracle. Has anybody else found the harmonica? I mean, for me, it's totally changed my life. Totally. You know, last 40 years, after starting to play and thinking this is a great, fantastic thing and wanting to get involved with other people, meeting, you know, I met my wife through music. All sorts of things have happened through music. For me, music has totally changed my life. And then after starting to teach 30 years ago, that totally changed my career. So massive changes for me. Ian?
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, 2 years ago, I wouldn't have dreamt that I'd be playing in sort of 3 gigs a month on average with 2 blues bands. And also getting asked to sit in with people like Little Victor, who's a award-winning American blues musician who lives in Brighton now, who's actually got me to sit in with his band a couple of times.
Wow.
And Richard Taylor called me up to play with him with the Blackjacks the other week.
Oh, did he? Oh,
well.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good boy, Richard Taylor.
He's a lovely man, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Has anybody else had any positive effects from the harmonica?
Yeah.
Neil?
Yeah, I would say just recently my health hasn't been that good. I've had to recover from some prostatectomy. I've got rid of all that prostate cancer now, but I lost a lot of strength and I couldn't exercise as well as I could. And at that time I was playing quite a bit of guitar, but I was finding the guitar was actually quite difficult to do, just from the point of view of getting set up and getting comfortably seated and getting the thing plugged into amplifiers and all the rest of it. And I must say that since I've started doing this harmonica, it's so easy just to sit down, pick the thing up and start playing. You don't have to mess about getting everything organised and all that kind of thing. So it's good from that point of view. And it's also quite good to be able to try and just transfer what knowledge I've got already about, again, talking about popular music and blues, onto another instrument and just see how that goes. So yeah, from that point of view,
that's great.
I wouldn't say it's been life-changing, but that would be going a bit too far.
Yeah, maybe.
Nevertheless, it's certainly serving a purpose, and I'm very pleased about that, yeah.
Nice, thank you, Neil. I'll tell you, I'm going to bring Rex in here Rex, in your opinion, how do you think learning a musical instrument, or perhaps being in a community of musicians like this, would have a positive effect on a person? What's your take on this? I know you've got a professional view.
I think it has a mixed effect on me. I can only speak for me. Sometimes I'm a bit anxious, a bit nervous around, giving it a go, playing the harmonica in front of people. But what I also get is the positive of watching people who are a little bit ahead of me, who are doing great. And I'm thinking, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I can also do that. That's the hope I get. It gives me that opportunity to focus and stay focused. It's made my life a lot busier. I'm a busy person anyway, going to see live bands, etc., going out, meeting friends. And what I'm having to do is find a place for harmonica in amongst that. This is why I can't make it on a Monday, but I can make it on a Tuesday and a Friday. I will try and make the open mic tomorrow, because I think that'll be very interesting. What it's also done for me is, someone else was talking about their lungs. Olga was talking about how it's helped with her lungs. I've got something called bronchiectasis, which is a chronic lung disease. So I've got scarring on the lungs. And what it's done for me, it's helped me breathe a lot better. And the more I start practicing with the harmonica, the better my lungs are getting.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So not life-changing, like Neil said, but, fundamental changes in my world.
Being able to breathe is pretty life-changing. The alternative is also life-changing.
It would be. Yes, definitely. Yeah, but it's good. It's good. I'm really enjoying it.
And you said at the beginning that you felt anxious about playing in front of people. Why would that be?
I guess because I said it on Monday, it feels as though I'm in that place of consciously incompetent at the moment, and that's where I'm at. It's kind of like having to learn so much.
So you mean you know that you don't know much?
Yeah.
You know you're a beginner.
Yeah.
Why would that make you feel uncomfortable? Because everybody knows you're a beginner.
Yeah.
There's no shame in being a beginner, is there?
No, there's no shame in that. I think where I go to, though, sometimes is I want to run before I can walk. I want to play like Neil Young and Mick Jagger and people like that, and Ry Cooder and all of those sorts of people.
Sure.
And I know that's not going to happen instantly, and that's the reality, isn't it? And but I'm loving it. I'm loving the groups. I think it was John mentioned, or Ian, about the bubbles. I'm getting a lot from the Tuesday night one that I go to. Some ideas are thrown in, some ideas around breathing, etc. Because what happened to me last week, I started to get confused, and I ended up going to single notes rather than continuing with the chugging. And I need to keep focusing on that area and then move on and move on and move on. So I don't know what I pressed, but I ended up going on to single notes, etc.
And just go back to the beginning each time, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's great. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. Yeah.
I think the feeling a lot of people have is they don't want to look like an idiot, that something of that.
Yeah.
We don't want to look like a fool. We don't want to make a fool of ourselves. Yeah. I got that as well. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But when you're just when the expectation of you is zero, and my expectation of all of you is zero in terms of achievement, expectation is zero, and you don't have any pressure. I mean, the only expectation is that you'll do as much practice as you can, give it your best shot. That's the expectation, and the outcome is irrelevant.
Yeah. I guess the issue there is it's my high expectations of me,
of yourself,
which causes the problem.
Yeah.
But I'll get over that.
Yeah, I suppose people have always played music and put a significant sort of aspect into. What about that? You know, Leonard Cohen's song. Was it Leonard Cohen's song, Hallelujah? So the story behind that was that who was it Saul and David? I can't remember now. The king was somewhat depressed, and the boy used music to stop him being depressed. That's the story behind that song, Hallelujah, or that sequence in history, if it ever happened.
Yeah, and it's very powerful music, isn't it?
I think so.
As a medium, as a reminder, recalling good and bad times in our lives as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you watch a movie without music, it seems a bit weird. Or I suppose if you went to see a football match and no one was singing, it would be be a bit odd, wouldn't it? Sound is a big deal, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, excellent. All right, what else would we like to talk about? We've got 6 minutes left to save the world. Who's not spoken tonight who'd like to? Tula, maybe. And Stephen. Yeah, Steve. Steve, go for it. Then Tula.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Tula first, then Steve. Let's go that way.
About the health effects one can have from harp playing, I would say I have been playing for a long time, as you know. So when I was working in business life, we were very busy all the time, under pressure. I used to have headaches. I used to have migraine. And then I noticed that playing harmonica in that situation, it made me feel somehow to reflex, to get, how do you say, I lost the pressure in my body.
Okay.
The headache disappeared.
It disappeared. The stress disappeared.
Yeah. It was because of the breathing deeply.
Okay.
It was very useful. I noticed that for a long time ago. I don't have that kind of headaches nowadays, but it was quite often.
Now you've been playing the harmonica so much, you don't need headaches now.
Maybe.
Fantastic.
Maybe. But yeah, that's what I noticed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Really.
Thank you. What time of day is it in Finland now? Is it still light?
It's very dark because it's getting 10 in the evening. Yes. 21:55 says my. So it's raining now, and there are, how do you say?
Snowing? It's not snowing.
No snow, but quite warm.
Okay.
But it's dark because of you can see the sky.
It's quite warm. It's above zero. Okay, I'm joking with you.
A little bit more, but
Thanks.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Quite nice weather today, but now it's getting worse.
Good to see you. Good to see you again. Who was next? Stephen, wasn't it? Steve, yeah, go for it.
It's really about your experience. When you're learning a new tune, do you work with sheet music, tabs, or just by ear?
All three.
And do you then commit the tune to memory, or
try to? I was just somebody was playing Dirty Old Town the other day. I can't remember. Was it one of you guys? I can't remember now. Somebody was playing Dirty Old Town. And I was thinking that last note is surely it's wrong according to my memory. So I listened to Ewan McCall singing it, and then I listened to the Pogues version, and then I looked at the sheet music, and it's different in each case. Ewan McCall, is that his name? He's the guy that wrote it, right? I think. So he should know. But I need to listen to him sing it unaccompanied again, or maybe a few times, to hear if that last note, so I can hear it. So I'm using the sheet music as well to see, was I right or was I wrong? Something like that, isn't it? the way I remember it, ending on that note. But then the way Ewan McCall sings it, so now I have to research it and I have to find out. Maybe there's just lots of different versions. Maybe he sings it only like that at the end. Perhaps he sings it differently in the middle. When the Pogues play it, which is what I'm more familiar with, the harmonica player plays it without the bending. And then the singer, what's the singer called? I've forgotten his name now. Sean, was it? Something like that? What was his name?
Shane McGowan.
Shane. He sings it, dirty old town, but the harmonica player plays it, do-do-do-da. So the answer, Steve, is take all the possible things you can get. The live recordings of all the various different artists, especially the originator of it, because he should know, or she should know. And then all the various versions of it, and then I will look at the written stuff to find that last note. Was it supposed to be that? Or was it supposed to be that? Because I don't know, to be honest. And then I guess you have to say, well, I'll just have to interpret it my way, and I'll do it how I want to play it. So, but really, if a person's written a song, you should try and honour that song and play it exactly as it's written, not make up different notes. And the chap who was playing it to me, it was a student. Who was it now? It wasn't you, Steve, was it?
No.
Somebody I've spoken to just recently. He said he got the tab from harptabs.com. And it's well known that harptabs.com gives you, I don't know if it's 80% or 90% of false information. They're just wrong. They're just wrong. You look at it and you go, well, that doesn't sound right. And that's because they're wrong. So you have to do your own personal research.
And do you remember, going back a long time, when you could first start to just play tunes by ear? Did it take a long time?
Yeah. I think so, yeah. But everybody's background is different. My background when I started harmonica, I'd already had 10 or 15 years of singing in school choirs, reading music. And I'd already had 20 years of playing trumpet, reading music. And trying to improvise, struggling with improvising. So that my introduction to harmonica came on top of that. So reading music, although I was never very good at it, and now worse than ever, rusty, that formed an important part for me to be able to nail it down. Although I find the notes move around a bit to me. I remember when I was playing trumpet, I was just thinking these notes, I don't know if it's a bit of dyslexia or something or other. The dots were just jumping around to me. It was very hard to pin them down. So all different ways. And the written music, how can you think about it? How can you convert sound into visual? That's what you're trying to do with writing music, isn't it? You're taking an audible thing and trying to turn it into a visual thing. You're crossing the senses. It's like if I said to you, here's a bag of concrete, I want you to make a statue to engender the smell of a strawberry. It's ridiculous. Writing down music is ridiculous. So, and it's a fairly recent thing, probably a few thousand years old. And it took many forms, and it still takes many forms.
You could say the same thing about writing down words, though, Ben.
Yeah, you could, yeah. Yeah, you could, in different languages.
I know personally that if I'm trying to use tabs, I have to know the tune really well.
Of course you do, because tabs gives you such a small amount of information. It only gives you which hole and in or out. That's all it does. It doesn't tell you the rhythm. And a tune without rhythm isn't recognizable. Yeah. So you have to know the tune. If you're going to use tabs, you have to know the tune. So you can't.
Sheet music that doesn't give you the timing of the notes, which helps a bit.
Sheet music does, yes. I mean, it's not the whole picture, but it's as close as you can get to the whole picture. It tells you what note to play, what sound to make, and how long to do it for.
Yeah.
So that's the major part of it. Written music is basically two things. It tells you what sound to make and how long for. Well, that goes a long way to help you create proper music. And thank God for written music, otherwise we would have lost everything from Bach and Beethoven and Mozart. It would all be gone, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Nobody could remember it and pass it down by ear. And a lot of folk music, a lot of traditional music is learnt by ear, passed on through the generations, changes every time, of course, develops, modifies, changes. All the blues guys, all the folk guys, they're not writing everything down, are they? I remember seeing a story of, there's a great cellist, Yo-Yo Ma, and he was in the Kalahari with the Bushmen. They flew him out to Africa, and he got his second cello, not his first cello. He got his cello out, and he said, "Come on." They all gather round in this video. They all gather round, the locals, in a circle, and they all just play music and sing for each other. There's no audience. They do it for themselves, which I kind of like that. And he said, "Okay, do your song thing, and I'll try and work it out and write it down." And he goes, "Yeah, you're doing it differently each time." Oh, okay. And then he gradually managed to get down the basis of this tune. And he said, "Where did you get this tune from?" And he said, "I got it from my father." He said, "Oh, where did he get it from?" He got it from his father. And he said, "Damn, this thing's 40,000 years old." So it does pass on from family to family, from generation to generation. Absolutely. And all those nursery rhymes, that kind of thing, they've been passed down 500 years. They stood the test of time. So written music you should all learn to read and write music. It's not very difficult. Not difficult at all. It's a very simple code to crack. Well worth a look. You're never going to lose a gig because you can read music. Having said that, the harmonica is not of the tradition where it's written down. It's just pick it up and blow it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So do all of it.
Cheers, Ben.
Good question. And on that bombshell, we're going to close tonight. Thank you, Rosaline, very much for keeping everybody under control.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to stop the recording.